All right, let's get right into it. Welcome to this explainer where we're unpacking the 2026 landscape of AI in education. We are completely shifting gears, away from that old myth of AI as some sort of magic answer machine. Instead, we're looking at its reality as a highly structured, super effective learning partner. If you want to really understand how artificial intelligence is genuinely reshaping how we learn, how we research, and how we prep for our careers, well, you're absolutely in the right place.
So let's kick things off by addressing the elephant in the room. Are you using AI to learn or just to look productive? Look, AI is already a massive part of your education workflow. That debate is totally over. But if you're just using it to speedrun assignments and hit submit without actually grasping the material, man, you are missing out on building real, tangible skills. You might look incredibly productive on paper, sure, but you're actually actively weakening your own cognitive muscles.
And that brings us to a huge realization. The difference comes down entirely to how you use the tech. Basically, AI should make learning stronger, not invisible. The absolute biggest trend we're seeing in 2026 isn't just chucking more tools at students. It's this vital move toward guided, responsible, skill-building AI use. It's all about making sure the technology doesn't replace the actual thinking that learning requires.
So, here is our roadmap for today. We're going to cover 5 things. Partner versus shortcut, the new 2026 toolkit, the AI learning loop, some hidden risks you really need to know, and finally, career readiness.
Let's dive right into Section 1, Partner versus Shortcut, and how we're shifting our AI mindsets.
You've got to notice the stark contrast between these two approaches. A shortcut just weakens your real understanding because, well, you're bypassing the work entirely. You're secretly writing and submitting assignments without a clue of what's in them. But a learning partner? That acts like a personal coach. It helps explain confusing concepts, tests your knowledge with practice quizzes, and reviews your mistakes. But here's the catch. It absolutely does not lift the heavy weight for you. You still have to do the reps.
All right, moving on to Section 2, the 2026 toolkit, Beyond the Chatbot. Because AI has moved way past just being a standalone chatbot. First up in the toolkit, we have AI Tutors. Now, these are absolutely brilliant for getting on-demand explanations and feedback right at the exact second you're confused. Picture this. It's 2 a.m. the night before a huge exam, and you just cannot grasp the difference between voltage and current. Your AI tutor is there. But remember, the whole goal here is active practice. You want to prompt the AI to explain the concept and then quiz you on it, not just spit out the final answer for you to mindlessly memorize.
Next up, we've got the AI Research Assistant. These tools are total game changers for managing modern information overload. They can summarize those massive, intimidating PDFs or help you group your messy rough notes into distinct logical themes. But listen, the absolutely crucial point is this. An AI Research Assistant is not a source itself. If an AI summarizes a report for you, guess what? You still have to actually read, cite, and verify that original report.
Then, we step up to AI agents. Moving well beyond a simple back-and-forth chat, AI agents can actually plan out a full 2-week study calendar or meticulously track your week topics over an entire semester. It's like having a project manager. But because they actually take actions on your behalf, they carry a lot more risk. They require your absolute approval at every important step. You definitely want the AI to organize the workflow, but you have to keep control over the decisions and the deadlines.
Okay, let's jump into Section 3, the AI learning loop, your study playbook. This right here is the mechanical heart of using AI effectively as a student. It's a 5-step loop: ask, learn, verify, apply, and reflect. By continuously cycling through these 5 steps, you're making sure that you understand the material better, that you verify all claims against original sources, and honestly, most importantly, you keep your own human thinking entirely active the whole time.
So, the loop always kicks off with how you ask. A vague, weak prompt? Well, that just creates a vague, unhelpful answer. But a strong, structured prompt, like asking for simple language, specific examples, 2 risks, and practice questions, that forces the AI into a coaching role. It actively challenges you instead of just spoon-feeding you.
Now, skipping ahead to the final step of the loop, reflect. I really want you to ask yourself this directly. Can you explain this concept without AI? If your answer is no, then your learning process is simply not finished yet. You've got to close the laptop, step away from the tool, and test yourself until you actually can.
All right, moving on to Section 4, Hidden Risks, Navigating Guardrails.
We need to debunk some major hype right now. The idea that AI makes learning effortless? Yeah, that's pure hype. Real learning fundamentally requires your human attention, your struggle, and your memory. And the claim that AI detectors perfectly identify cheating? Massively overstated. As top institutions like Vanderbilt and the University of Sydney have pointed out, AI detection tools are imperfect. They really shouldn't be the sole basis for judging academic integrity.
Here is another massive, often hidden risk: privacy exposure. You absolutely must rigorously strip out personal details before you ever upload documents into these multimodal AI tools. Just like guidelines from places like Harvard stress, you should never upload full names, student IDs, private grades, medical details, or unpublished research. Think about it. If you need help writing an email to appeal a bad grade, take out the professor's name and your specific score before you paste anything into that prompt.
Luckily, academic rules are much clearer now in 2026. Using AI for getting grammar feedback or creating practice questions, that is generally safe and heavily encouraged. But having it generate your full essay, or worse, having it invent unverified citations, that crosses heavily into high-risk academic misconduct. Don't do it.
And because, as we mentioned, AI detection isn't a perfect science, the absolute safest defensive move you can make is to keep your process evidence. Save everything: your rough notes, your first drafts, your source links. And seriously consider keeping a simple AI disclosure note explaining exactly how the tool assisted you. Like stating that you used it to organize notes, but you wrote the final assignment entirely yourself. It shows transparency, and it totally protects your hard work.
Finally, we arrive at Section 5, Career Readiness, Preparing for Tomorrow. The reality of tomorrow's job market is totally unavoidable. You really don't need to be a hardcore machine learning engineer to succeed in the future economy, but you absolutely do need AI literacy. It's becoming just as important as basic digital literacy. Skills like prompting clarity, verification habits, and privacy judgment, those are no longer bonus skills. They are baseline requirements, because AI is fundamentally reshaping the entire modern workplace.
So, bringing this safe study workflow into the job market looks pretty much exactly like this. Imagine applying for a highly competitive internship. Instead of asking AI to just write your CV, which frankly creates a fake identity, you try first. You write a rough draft, and then you ask the AI to find weak points, or maybe simulate interview questions based on your actual real-world experience. You're turning the technology into a dedicated career coach.
And just as AI won't replace you in the workplace if you actually know how to use it, it won't replace teachers either. Instead, the whole role of the educator shifts. When basic, rote explanations become universally accessible to everyone, educators are going to spend far more time helping you build what really matters: critical thinking, deep context, motivation, and human judgment.
To sum up this whole explainer, I want to leave you with this idea. True capability comes from knowing exactly when AI is helping you learn and knowing when it is doing entirely too much of the work. The strongest students aren't going to be the ones who just use AI the most. They'll be the ones who use AI with the absolute best judgment. The goal is simple, right? AI should make you more capable after using it, not more dependent on it.
So as you sit down to tackle your very next project, I really want you to ask yourself this. If the AI is doing all the heavy lifting, what mental muscles are you actually building for the AI-assisted workplace of tomorrow? Think about it. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Use these tools wisely, keep challenging yourself, and keep learning.